Hey everybody, it's Kat from Creative Crafts and welcome to my channel, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Today's DIY is going to be working with this piece of wood and making it into a very small table for a desk for my computer. I just need it for the computer and that's it. And I only spent $20, you could say, or maybe a little bit more, but not more than that. I just bought this piece of wood in color stain for the wood. So, and what we need to do now is, you want to know? Watch further. Well, everybody, the first step is you need to find a place to do your work on. I have my dining room table, and the very second step is you need to sand down this piece of wood, areas where it's been freshly cut, and so it's smooth. So just go across it lightly. Until you feel that it's smooth, there's no rough edges. And then when you go all the way around, then we can start the process of putting the stain on. Everybody, I just want to show you the things I'm going to be using for this project. I have some screws, not too long because you don't want it to go completely through. I have these things that came from an IKEA table, which I'm going to reuse, and I'm going to stick them right over here. And of course, you know what's after that is the IKEA leg. We bought so many legs before, and the tables, you know, they don't really last long, these cheap tables. So I decided to reuse these, but what you could do is you can either spray paint it another color if you want, or like what I'm going to use, I'm going to put twine all around this. Here, I'm going to be using this here and wrap it around this leg. I have a lot of it, so I can do that, and that's going to make it that rustic look, that farmhouse look. And then when I'm done, I can stick this on here like that, as of course. But the first thing you need to do is, like I said, sand it down, make sure there's no particles anymore all over it, and then you can start with the staining. So everybody, I got a stain that's pretty dark. So what you're going to need now is gloves, a paintbrush, the stain, and a cloth that you know you won't be able to use anymore. So I also got a varnish that's non-toxic, so it doesn't stink, and you don't have to worry about all those ugly fumes. The first thing you need to do is make sure you put on gloves. I buy these packs of 100. I buy these so for my projects it makes it easier, so I can just throw them away when I'm done. So what you need to do is you take your brush, dip it in the varnish. This is, like I told you, it's a varnish that's also has a gloss on it, and stick it on there. And then you wipe it later. You go around the whole thing. So now that you got that done, I would take my cloth, and usually you should be able to wipe it off. Just wipe it down, just tad. Look how dark that is already. That is going to look amazing, this table. You don't want to leave that gunk all over it, so you just try to wipe it all off. And you let it sit for about an hour. This paint is, like I said, is non-toxic. It doesn't stink. It has a nice natural smell, and you don't have to worry about your lungs or anything else. Just make sure you take off any extra excess from anywhere in the directions, as you can see here. Don't rub it really hard. Do it very gently. And you see how that looks already? And I'm pretty much done now. That's it. Just need one coat, maybe let it sit for 1 hour, and then we will see if we need to make another coat or not. As you all can see now, it seems to be pretty dry. And I noticed that there's one little corner that I didn't paint correctly. So what I'm going to do is tap it up a little bit. This is the back end anyway, but still you want it to look a little professional. Make sure you don't have any clumps hanging on it. And there you go. What's so cool about this stain is you can also it's water-based, so you can also mix a little water to it to make it a little thinner. But I didn't have to do that, so what I'm going to do now is I have some clear spray, which I want to spray on top of the table, just to protect it. You know, from scratches and any other stuff. This, you need to make sure you have your windows open, which I forgot to do, but I don't need much. So I'm just gonna spray what I can on top. Not much more left. Make sure you do the sides to protect it. There we go. This should protect the wood stain and also the wood from scratches or whatever that you don't want to have on it. So that was the next step. Now you gotta wait another hour to let it, you know, what do you call it, dry. And once it's dry, we can turn it around and start putting the legs on. So everybody, now it's dried. You could also paint the top of here if you want, but no one's gonna really see it. And I'm in a rush because my daughter's moving in on the weekend and I need to get this done. So what I'm gonna do now is take the legs that I want, where I want it, and I'm gonna take a pencil, mark the areas where the screws are going to be, and then if you have a really big screw, I suggest you to first use a drill, make a little hole, and then put the screw inside. Don't put the screw inside and then you'll realize, oops, it's cracking, because the wood will crack if it's too deep. So let's start doing that. So I have a pencil, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and just circle it, the areas. So you know exactly where they need to be. You need to do that to all 4 sides. And then if you need, like I have a thin piece of wood, so I'm going to try to screw it first to see if I need to drill or can I make a hole. So we'll see. So here we go. I got these kind of screws. They shouldn't be so thick. Now I got to find which screw head I need. You want to make sure that it holds inside well. I have my little kit here. And then you take the first screw and try to screw it in and see. Try to go in the middle. It didn't go through, so there you go. This is a very soft wood, so it's easy to screw through. I don't notice any cracks going on anywhere, so far so good. So I'm going to put the 4 legs on, the 4 pieces here on, and then we're going to go to the next step. Like I said, first you need to mark it, drill a hole if the wood is too thick or the screws are too long. Make sure, because when you have it too long, it will split the wood. You got to make sure that you drill a hole in it first if it's a thicker wood. Mine is a little bit thinner and I have very small screws. So it didn't split whatsoever, so that was good. I put only 3 screws on it for now, but the next step is doing the legs, and that's also with that jute rope. So now everybody, what I suggest you to do before you start using your glue gun on this kind of material, because the rope will just slide right off, even after you put glue on it. So I would suggest you to take a little bit of duct tape, and put it on both ends. You're going to cover it anyway, so it doesn't have to be all the way around. You can just actually put a little bit where the area you want to put the glue. Then it will stick better. You do it on the other end also because of the fact that you need it on both ends. This is before you put the jute on, the jute rope. You can use other materials if you want. I have also burlap. Little small ribbon burlap. I can use that, but I don't have enough of it, so I decided to use the jute rope. So we're going to do that now, and I'm going to show you how I do it, and then I'm going to do that to all 4 legs. This one I can sit down with. Put my leg over the damn thing. Okay. So we gotta wait for the glue gun to get hot. So what you want to do is, I'm going to start from the bottom, because this is where you can actually measure how high you need it. If the floor is crooked, this house is very old, so it definitely is crooked. So, and if you have a little bit, you think it's a little hot, it's hot enough, you just take just a tiny bit of glue, and all in these little areas. You don't want to put too much right away. Be careful that you don't burn your fingers. Sweat my booties off. So I want to make sure that you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to put it in a different position. Make it close up so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, you're just going to go around. The first part here, you need to actually make sure you put tape all around it. Not tape, glue in areas, certain areas, because that is the main piece, and you don't want it to come off or roll downwards, so you got to put the glue on it. So I'm going to stick this in my hand, and then I'm just going to go around. Make sure you push it downwards. As you see what I did here, let's get this a little further away. As you can see here, this is what I did. And you just keep going around and around and around and around. You just keep going until you're done all the way up to the top, or to the amount that you want. You can go halfway up and then maybe use paint for the other half. You could do that too, or use material. But I suggest that you either spray paint it if you don't want to do this method. But this is the method I want to use right now, because I just want to, like I told you before, I want to have the farmhouse effect. So let's get all these legs done, and then we do the next step, which is putting the legs on the table. So everybody, I did all 4 legs like I told you, I think it looks awesome. Didn't expect it to look so good. It took a little while to do all 4 legs. But like I said, you can spray paint it if you want, but I had all these materials already in hand and I better recycle and do this. Like I said before, because this material has like a clear, like a gloss effect on the steel, the hot glue would not stick to it. So what I did is, like I showed you, put tape on one end and on the other end, and then you can glue the ends of the string on it and then go all the way around. I hope you enjoyed it. And the next step now is putting the legs onto the table to see how stable it is, and we'll do that next.